Hey, everybody. Today we are talking about how to network properly. This is so important. It is a life skill that you need to learn, especially if you're building your own business. So stick around.
You're listening to Marketing Tips with Meliss podcast.
Welcome to Marketing Tips with Meliss podcast. And now your host, Meliss Jakubovic.
Well. Tomorrow is my birthday. And I like to do podcasts around my birthday that bring me joy. And networking brings me joy. And it's funny to be able to say that because if you had asked me 10 or 15 years ago if I enjoyed networking, the answer would have been hell no. But now that I know how to network well, and I do it often, it's actually a really great skill to have, and I want to share this skill with you all. Networking is so important because you can leverage each other's network of people. It's like that game, The 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, where you can say any actor's name and you can figure out how they're all connected somehow to Kevin Bacon through association with other actors. Or if you're part of a small religious community or a hobby community, you can play a geography game, who knows who. Oh, you know this one, who knows this one, who knows this one. It's the same thing with networking. So today I wanted to talk to you about the different types of networking and a few strategies on how to do it. I personally am part of a local networking women's only group, and I joined about 2 years ago. We meet every other week, and in this group, we are able to learn about one another. So everybody there has their own business, and none of the businesses overlap. So you come every week, you schmooze, you get to know one another. It's social. And as an introvert, I can tell you that I joined a very friendly group and I feel very welcome there. So it's not a pressure zone by any means. So key number one, make sure that if you are joining a local networking group, that you find one that feels good to you. And I actually visited 3 other networking groups before settling on this one. But everyone there has their own business and there's no overlap. So for example, I am the only online marketing strategist there. But I come week after week after week, and I share what I do, and I share some client testimonials, and I let them know who my best referrals are. And over time, that information sinks in. And now when all of these people in the group are out and about in their lives, talking to other people, meeting people, if anything comes up where they think the person they're speaking to needs an online marketing strategist, they will refer the business to me. And I do the same for them. So essentially, by networking with these ladies in this group, I am now in front of all of their networks, and it's amazing. Just wanted to put it out there that we do meet virtually now since the pandemic, so we aren't taking any health risks, but it is an amazing opportunity. So maybe networking in a local area would be good for your business. Another thing you can do are what some people call coffee chats, and other people call collaboration calls, and I call them coffee chats / collaboration calls. And this is when you meet somebody online and you just want to get to know them. Maybe you're starting to build a relationship, but you're not ready to ask them to find a client for you or become your client, and they're not ready either. So this is the very first step in just learning about one another. So you schedule maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour, and you sit down virtually, of course, nowadays, and you ask questions. Hey, who are you? What do you do? And they ask the same questions of you. You can take notes, and actually later on in this podcast, I'll give you some suggestions of things that you can ask. But now that you have that information, if someone comes up to you the same way with a networking group and says, hey, I'm looking for a virtual assistant, and you just spoke to someone who's a virtual assistant, you can now say, oh, I actually know one. I just spoke to one. And then you can refer that business. And it comes from a place of integrity because it's not just some random person that you know does that thing but you've never spoken to. This is someone you've actually had a conversation with. So having a conversation builds that rapport, builds that deeper relationship, and is a great way to network. Now, one thing I want you to recognize is that networking is not competition. So if you are a health coach and there is another health coach that you're speaking to and you want to network, it doesn't mean that it's competitive. You don't have to share all the ins and outs of your business and the proprietary information, but you might be able to get some good insight into who they help and who you help, what they do to run their business, what you do to run your business, and you might find some key points where you can collaborate, where you can work together and pull from both of your audiences together so that you are now reaching a wider audience. I love to network with people who share a similar audience with me, but we do different things. A perfect example is the Clubhouse room that I run on most Fridays called Digital Marketing Happy Hour. It's me, online marketing strategist for organic strategy, another lady who teaches on paid strategy on Google Ads, and another lady who speaks on email marketing. All three of us are helping from a digital marketing perspective small business owners. And none of us do the same thing. So it's a great way to collaborate because people can come in and get a lot of value from a lot of big experts who know what they're talking about in their industry. And all three of us can bring our own audience to the table. And that's actually a benefit for our audience to come. They get to learn from me. My audience gets to learn from me, and they're used to learning from me, so they enjoy my stuff. And I am bringing two other experts in front of them, helping support them. So that actually is a great thing for my audience. Similarly, both of those ladies are doing the same thing with their audience, and they get to learn from me and the third person on stage. So a great way is to collaborate with people that share a similar audience, but you guys do different things. Want to connect about all your marketing needs and have access to all my free resources? Connect with other health and life coaches, healers, and virtual assistants that support those types of businesses. Join the fun over at magneticmarketingmastermind.com. Now, I know that our time is precious and really valuable. So some people don't like to network because it takes a lot of time and it takes time away from other business building activities they could be doing. So I like to be very structured with my time. I join my local networking group once every other week. So that's only twice a month. And then I allow for 3 to 4 collaboration calls a month. And I'm very strategic about who I allow. Not just anybody, but somebody I feel like really can bring some value to the table. So make sure that when you set up a call, you are providing value. It's all about value and what you can give. It's not about what you can take. So I like to set up a calendar link specifically for a collaboration call, and I only allow 3 to 4 a month because my time is valuable and extremely limited. So if your concern with networking is that you don't have a lot of time, well then make intentional time and have some boundaries. So you know I can only take 1 call a week type of thing, something like that. And that will work well. Or if you have tons of time and all you want to do is build your network, well, then you can take 10 calls a week. It's up to you. But just make sure you're not draining your energy and you're doing what works for you. Okay, so the purpose of the call is to get to know the other person and to provide some value along the way so that you are memorable and you stick out and they leave the conversation feeling really good about you, and that will help them remember what you do, who you are. Especially if this is somebody who is having lots of networking calls, you really want to stay top of mind. So by providing a lot of value and sticking out and being creative is going to help you for sure. So let's get into what type of questions you can ask on a collaboration call, also known as a coffee chat. I like to use a formula where you are learning about somebody's life. You learn about their life, you learn about what they do, who's in their family, maybe some talents or hobbies that they have, as well as business. And then you close it up by asking, who is a good referral for you? I think that it's really important that you have time to listen and you have time to speak. So make sure that nobody is overpowering the conversation, because then it doesn't become valuable for the other person. So you can ask questions like, who's in your family? You know, are you married? Do you have kids? How many pets do you have? How long have you been doing what you're doing? You can ask questions like, what got you started in your business? What separates you from your competition? What do you enjoy most about it? What challenges are you facing? What gaps do you need help to fill? Things like that. Then you can also ask for goals, because knowing the other person's goals can really help you understand where they're going and how you can help play a role in that. So you can ask, what are your short-term goals? What are your long-term goals? And then you can also find out who would be a good referral for you? So for me, a good referral is a health coach, a life coach, a spiritual healer, an energy healer, a hypnotherapist, and also any speaking engagements. So it doesn't have to just be your target market. It could be what your goals are. So if my goal was to get on a lot of speaking stages, then a good referral for me would be anyone who has speaking engagements or telesummits or big Facebook groups who need somebody to come in and talk. So think not only in terms of your target market, but also in terms of your short-term goals and your long-term goals. Asking these questions is going to make it really clear for how you can bring value to this person. Like I said, you want to bring value to the person during the call, but what would really be amazing is if you bring value to them following the call, because it means that you listened to them, it means that you took interest in what they said, and you took action on it. That does wonders for building your relationship. And when you can give referrals out, you will get referrals in return. That is the law of reciprocity. I guess that's the theme this month. I think I've mentioned it in every single podcast episode this month. Basically, you want to be able to say, I give freely and I'm going to refer you out. I'm going to help you grow your business. I'm going to support you. I'm going to make you feel good and I'm going to send people your way. What's going to happen? Karma is going to happen. And whether it comes from that person or from another avenue, it will come back to you and people will be flooded towards you. So make sure you're giving and giving and giving because that is how you will be receiving. All in all, this is how you network properly. I hope that you found this episode helpful and I hope that you go out and do this. Take action on this. If you're having trouble networking, start with a friend and just practice. Start with a colleague and practice. And then you can start getting on calls with people that you meet either in person, face-to-face at networking events, or online when you're hopping into people's DMs. Get on calls and start meeting people. When you meet people, you are expanding your network. And when you meet a lot of people who already have a big network, you are exponentially growing your sphere of influence. So it's really important and it helps you gain credibility and become more well-known and of course, eventually get a lot of clients. So it's a great little strategy to use and networking properly is really important. So don't forget to listen to everything. Don't speak over people. Let them finish out their sentences. Let the conversation go on its own and flowing. And then make sure you turn the tables and the other person has a turn as well. Then you can get off the phone. You can write down their contact information and you can follow up every so often. So that's all I have for you. I am taking the day off of work tomorrow for my birthday. I'm going to get a massage. This is the beauty of running my own business and having a team that can help me. So I hope that you have a wonderful weekend and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Marketing Tips with Meliss podcast at www.marketingtipswithmeliss.com.
Hey, coaches and healers, it's time to feel supported in your business. Head on over to our free community to get access to my best resources for free. I'm talking marketing tips, business strategy, feedback, and so much more. Join now at magneticmarketingmastermind.com. See you there.